Nigeria is responsible for 90% of all Christian persecution deaths worldwide in the last 5 years.
Yeah, it's just incredible.
And no one hears about it. No one's talking about it.
You know, that's one of the things that I learned reporting on this, is that on the very day that 9/11, that the attacks happened in the United States, the same people who were on those planes, and I mean in the sense of they were carrying the same flag and they were saying the same slogans and they were standing for the same ideology, walked into a village in northern Nigeria and massacred over 200 Christians. And that village was called Rankum, and it was renamed in the language of the Fulani. They took that village and they renamed it Mahanga because it is essentially the command and control center of this genocide.
The interesting part is that the Nigerian government knows it. The U.S. government should know it, and if they're paying attention, I hope they know it now. But this is where the majority of terror attacks are staged and launched from. And like I said, everybody in Nigeria knows where it's coming from. They see the terrorists coming in and out of Mahanga.
And they chose Mahanga. I mean, translated, the word means watchtower.
Watchtower.
Because
yes.
it's on high ground.
Mm-hmm.
And it was perfectly positioned for them for what began as a series that's now more than 20 years of attacks.
20 years of attacks, and tens of thousands, no, I say hundreds of thousands, have now been killed, staged from that ground.
And wounded and forced out.
Now, let's talk about the people that are still alive. They're now in camps called IDP camps, which stands for Internally Displaced Person. And we estimate that there's between 3 to 5 million IDPs right now. These are Christians without homes, without villages, that are living in camps.
These are people who've been robbed of everything they had, who've been forced off their land. The Nigerian government won't even acknowledge their existence.
No, they won't acknowledge their existence, and this it's a double-edged sword. When the Nigerian government doesn't recognize an IDP camp within their own country, that means there's no UN, that means there's no Red Cross, that means there's no other NGO, official government organization, USAID, or what used to be USAID, means those people get zero help if the Nigerian government doesn't establish and say, this is an official camp. And we know that Nigeria government only recognizes 40% of the camps that exist. So that means 60% of these millions of IDPs get zero help from the outside world.
Now when you don't watch the video now, I beg comment your opinion under the comment section. Share the video so that other people will still learn from it.